Hello! Welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Episode 34, Part 1, the web series in which we play Dungeons & Dragons, put it online for your entertainment. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll come away feeling extremely entertained. Apologies for the lack of video episode for the last couple of weeks. Through a combination of me having to work late and then me being incredibly ill, there wasn't anything to do. So...
Plague.
Yeah, just a bit of casual plague. Not the plague, but a plague. But we're back, ready to pick up. So, yeah, apologies. There wasn't much we could do about it. Things happened, and that's how it went down. Our sponsor is Destai, makers of chainmail and macrame. There's a logo to my left, and there'll be a link in the description for you to go click on, search, and buy. And you can find links to the artist of the campaign, Christopher Rolls, where you can his Facebook page where you can get commissions, and his DM's Guild where you can find his DM's Guild products, which is pretty cool. Last time we played, you guys a while ago escorted the children back to Bleakwick. You had a brief discussion with Mezzo and with Yelris. The parents whose kids had returned were very happy, and then the ones that hadn't were less so. Yelris is currently communing with the Raven Queen to try and identify the little jar of sludge you gave him, to ascertain if that is a confirmed child.
Human soup!
Yeah. And regeneration was used on Erebus to fix the injuries he suffered against the hag. You made your way to the cave where you suspected Keshro and her honor guard had disappeared. Made your way through following the feelings of your desires before coming to a weird out-of-place library. Continuing that through, you came face to face with a creature that had been killing the honor guard and Keshro. A very long, drawn-out fight happened in which some people could see the creature, some people were unaware of its presence because it had the ability to mask itself. Some people jumped off balconies, some people fell off balconies.
And someone did a fabulous Tarzan impression.
Yeah.
I survived.
You did.
I think you took less damage than anyone else just from that fall.
Yeah.
I'm too fun to die, I believe
Yeah,
was the phrase.
quote, I'm too fun to die.
I
Yeah.
intend to keep that up, thank you.
That's
Yeah.
what she said.
Two.
But you did slay the creature. You recovered all the bodies, and you made your way back to the entrance of the cave and took a short rest at the entrance. Still on the cold, you can see your breath side. But of course, the interesting thing that happened is upon the death of the creature, the cave immediately became a cave again. It ceased to be a library, and the feeling of your desire vanished. And that's where we ended off with you guys having just finished a long rest. I do need you all to make a wisdom saving throw, because I've been meaning to have you guys do it for a couple of sessions and kept forgetting.
Probably being next to Nathan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is +3.
No.
It's a shame. What better way to go back?
Rolling thy namesake.
Now that's a start.
Oh, good, well done.
I don't want to be next to Eldoran. I want to fail it.
I'm too fun to lose my mind.
Okay. Eldoran, what'd you get?
17.
17. You are fine. Shay, Shamshire.
11.
11. You are fine.
10.
10. You are fine.
Oh!
22.
Okay.
+3, you say? 4.
Okay, I would like you to roll a d8 for me.
First roll of the game, you roll a 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's right, he is fun.
3.
You are too fun
3.
to die.
Okay, 3. So this effect would have kicked in after the long rest you took inside the walled area, but because of other things going on, I forgot. So that night you would have had very, very strange dreams. It was funny. And during your dream, you had the sensation of being consistently dirty. Just all the time you were dirty. So you have 1 corruption point, and you have the compulsion to always be clean after every challenge.
Okay.
Wow.
Short rests take 1.5 times as long for you.
Oh.
Okay.
That's what you've got right now.
Licorice casts Perel.
Yeah.
Now is a very good time to have prestidigitation.
Wasn't there something
Why don't
about?
you go, I am clean.
Wasn't there something about the alchemy kit being able to make soap?
I think so. Yeah. You'll be able to make soap.
I'll be on the lookout for ingredients that
yeah.
might be able to make soap.
Have a
In
guess.
this black and white.
21.
Oh,
23.
sad.
Many
Many
sad
sad faces. I did get one with that roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Here comes another one.
Yes.
Do we roll now or?
I just need to check what roll it is.
You're off a short rest.
Yeah, this is for the short rest that you've taken in a place you've taken.
I think I might have passed that. Damn it.
Okay, this is another wisdom save.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, don't get.
5?
Ooh.
After you.
20, so 16.
11, 12, 15.
Okay.
Ooh, that's better.
Five.
14, 15, 17.
Okay. You're fine.
13.
13.
11.
11. Okay, you're
The
all.
disappointment in his voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're okay.
No, this is where he just goes, oh, just keep rolling until you all fail, please.
Yeah.
Someone has to fail.
That's just mean.
No.
You have to have a
So-
I'll take one for 2 lads.
What happens after you finish your short rest? You're all temporarily overcome with a feeling of despair. And then it passes. It doesn't take hold. There we go. I've done my bookkeeping now.
I make a second cup of tea because it's spare.
Mm-hmm.
Solution to all problems.
It's for Derek.
So you finished up your short rest. You're currently sitting or standing around on the inside of the cave. What is the plan?
You have the bag of holding and all but 3 of the bodies are in it?
I think we have all the bodies in it.
Because I thought we ended up
I
with...
think we put all of them in
Do
there.
we put more in there?
Yeah, the bag of more.
Yeah, post fight.
The bag
Yes,
of more.
post fight they were all added to said
Cool.
bag.
How do people look in terms of hit points?
We've just had a short rest, so I assume people spent hit die.
Shane's got his face
Oh,
again.
wow.
No, I was about to say that.
That really does affect how he looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I was hit, nor hit anything, so
Wow.
fresh faced.
Give me your hit points.
Wonderful. So you guys are just going to head back to town then, yes?
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do. So as you start making your way back out the cave, you do have the same thing you had before. The people who leave first disappear. They cross whatever that threshold is. As they pass over it, they disappear in front of you. And as you step through to the other side, it ceases to be cold. You're no longer seeing your breath. It feels like the island, and as Erebus passes through, he becomes old again, and
Old
the
man
weird
Erebus.
little blip in your head reappears.
Oh, great.
I'm not sure which one I prefer. Young man Erebus or old man Erebus?
What about faceless Erebus? No, don't agree on that one.
You want someone to do a faceless scar.
Most of us don't know he had his face ripped off.
Yeah.
In
Faceless?
character.
That is true.
Only-
that is
only-
true,
only those
actually,
two
only 2 people. Yeah, that is true. That was
I didn't say anything.
Right,
Red
now
collar.
situationally, tactically, I prefer old Erebus because he's got Erebus nav.
Erebus Nav is doing us well. On that point, where does your sensor point?
DM.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm still making the bigger version. So you guys are sort of here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it up and point.
I mean, I'm not sure how easily you're going to call. You're like here-ish.
Yeah.
And it's pointing sort of that direction.
So northwest. If we think it's northwest.
If you assume up is north, yes, but there is
the map. Yeah.
there is no northwest or east. The compass doesn't work here, but yes.
Have we actually tried that to find out a compass doesn't work?
Yes, that was one of the first things Jack did.
Okay.
We brought out a compass and it was just doing this.
Fair enough.
A captain, his name is Jack.
I know,
has a
that's what I
compass
was
that doesn't
thinking.
point north.
Savvy.
Wait a minute.
You need a
Does he
black pearl.
also have a jar of dirt?
We'll get him one.
Actually, yeah, we
Drink a
could.
potion, put some dirt in it, does.
Get some
right.
dirt from this island and give it to
There
him.
we go. What?
Has he beaten his wife allegedly?
Oh, too real. The it's pointing in a different direction to the way we're going to go.
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Is it pointing back the way we've come from before?
No, it's not a direction you guys have gone in. It's essentially pointing further inland.
We could inquire if there is another settlement in that direction.
You do have a map. There are settlements in that direction. A couple of marked. There's also because it's the Solus Peaks are sort of the centre of the island. There's the Blackrock Fortress, which is within the Solus Peak. There's the tower that is within the Solus Peak. There's a settlement called something. Hang on.
Interesting.
That's a weird name.
Death,
Is the
death
Elven
and
Mine's
death.
Gloom or something? Gloom Shroud?
Gormai. There's Gormai, which is up the river from Bleakwick. There's a settlement called Blightfall in the foothills of the Solus Peaks.
Anywhere
Is there a
wholesome?
No.
Happy Town?
No, nowhere has a happy name.
Is there
Do you know
rainbows
what?
and sprinkles town?
I'll be honest, in this place, if there was a town called Happy Town, I'm
It would
avoiding
be the
it.
worst place ever. That would be absolutely Silent Hills.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
settle for a town called Unicorn Poop.
I think I might settle for Silent Hills over some of these places.
Ugh.
Well, maybe when we return to town, we can get some advice on planning a route in that direction. Local knowledge and all that.
Cool. So back to town.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
I am going to be looking out for Epinol again, because I've been forgetting to do this check.
That's fine. Well, you haven't. You could easily have found some in the cave.
Yeah.
So roll for simplicity. Roll a d10.
Oh, that was going for a 6 to...
Funny, I was actually in my head. I went d7. I was like, that's not a dice that's on the table. But you rolled a 7, so that's fine. You'll be able to find 7 pounds of ethanol.
Oh, cool.
Because it is extremely common.
Yep. Do you know what? I'm going to look when I'm on my way back as well, because I'm just gathering it, part of the other herbalist, and partly because I can use it.
Yep, that's fair.
So 7 more.
Yep.
Do I find my soapy components?
Do you know what you're looking for to make soap?
I'm an alchemist, of course I know what
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
looking for.
you may know what you're looking for to find soap, but soap is in the player's handbook. What?
Yes, it's here. It costs 2 copper pieces, but making it, however.
It doesn't say. I don't know what goes into soap. So, fat. Okay, then no.
I'm going to look up vegetarian soap.
Vegan friendly soap.
Were those rotting trolls a bit chubby? Were they a bit chubby? Can we render some fat off them?
Probably, except you torch the bodies.
As long as it doesn't regenerate, then sure.
Oh god, yeah, the fat starts
I think, yeah, it'd be
reforming.
really good soap. It'd be good for your
Soap,
skin.
infinite
Yeah,
soap.
good for your skin as well,
Yep,
you know.
those trolls
Oh, no.
probably aren't the best idea because when they regenerated, they actually just did damage.
Lethal soap.
Assassin soap.
Assassin soap. You're going to kill the courier before it arrives at the destination.
Maybe the courier's the target.
Only if it gets used. That's how you know he's being honest.
Send it by catapult.
It's a clean grenade.
And we have a bag of holding for 6 bodies in it, right?
Yeah, that's true. What, you want to
So
strip?
render some child.
Okay. Human soap.
Human soap.
Just strip the bodies.
It's 7 fresh ones, but aren't there still corpses from the hag's hut? There's double figures of bodies in a bag of holding.
Apparently, honey, beeswax,
If we had a
various
necromancer
plants,
we'd be
oils.
laughing.
Okay,
Yeah, essential oils, dried herbs. But
that's cool. Well, okay. So the things you're saying there are not things you're going to find here.
You didn't say
Near
plants.
Tropical
but
Island.
plant oils is the general.
I mean, the extent of the plant life you've seen is some
Yeah, it's
grass and some really nasty-looking trees from a distance.
And lots of epinol mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's not I'm going to find some aloe vera knocking around here.
Yeah, never know. We found a cave coldness.
Yeah, there might be someone called Vera, and you're like, hello.
Hello.
The people here suddenly smell a lot worse than we think.
Yeah, but then won't we have to render her down into her?
There you go then.
Sudden alignment shift.
Sorry, love, we got to render you.
I think
Unconscious
that might
Minnesota.
upset the locals somewhat. Shade, your mission might crap out before it started.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
I don't have to be a part of it.
I didn't do it, therefore I'm clear.
I just watched.
Just don't tell which.
I remain neutral in this
rendering
situation.
to make soap out of.
So, you guys make your way back to Bleakwick.
I'm gonna be
Talking
looking
about this, apparently.
Can I look
Yeah,
out for
to
more
make
epinol on
some.
this bit of the route?
It's actually pretty stripped.
Yeah, I think we took it last time we came past. as
You would have
well.
taken, but also, I mean, this route gets walked a lot. It's going to be a very good place for them to just be like, oh, I know what that is. I'll grab some, take some back. So you make your way back to Bleakwick again as you're approaching. The drawbridge is lowered to arrive at the bank. As you reach it, you're able to just walk straight in, and it's raised behind you. Once again, Mezo is just there to greet you, and sort of just looking over you, and then just sort of nods and just turns and starts walking towards the temple.
Yep.
As you'll go into the same little side room that you've now been in multiple times. You're getting to know very, very well. Mezo shuts the door behind her, sort of just turns and goes, "Well."
So it's a good news, bad news kind of situation. Good news is we found your town leader and her guards. Unfortunately, they're all dead. That's the bad news.
Yeah.
A little bit of extra good news. The thing that killed her is also dead. So you know we've got vengeance and we've stopped it from killing anyone else. So
Okay, that's something.
it's something, yeah. But when we brought their bodies back with us, so you can do what rituals you need to, or possibly resurrect them depending on your needs and the will of the Raven Queen.
Yes.
The place that we found them was a rather unconventional. There's a cave in between here and your other site. It's upon entering, you sort of leave this place and then enter a much colder area that's it's very difficult to
I'm
describe.
not sure it's on this plane entirely.
Upon going through the entrance of the cave, you disappear to anyone behind you, and then on the other side you can't see them, on as if you've gone through a doorway, but you can't see the door.
There is a magic cave. Don't go in the
Yes.
cave, it's bad.
If you feel coldness and a strong desire, then avoid it at all costs.
The coldness is an interesting thing. I've had occasionally, me and my men have crossed points where it's suddenly intensely cold, but it's not always the points we found it is not. It doesn't happen there every time. We've just made a point now of just avoiding such areas as a general rule. We don't really know what it is.
Probably best to keep that up.
Yes.
The creature itself, very strange. It wasn't visible to half of us, and it liked to cling to the ceiling and kind of extend itself out and using tentacles and various psychic manners to
It was a tentacle slug.
yes, to draw people into its mouth. Is that its actual name?
I don't know what it's called. Do I know what it's called?
No, you don't.
Yes, as we were saying, don't go in the cave. That's all they need to know, right?
Yes.
We don't know
Yes.
what's in there. That cave was huge.
We won't go in the cave. In fact, I think I may go see if we can have the entrance destroyed in some way.
Well,
Prevent
be
people.
safe.
Yes, prevent people just wandering in.
Is there anywhere you would like us to put these bodies that aren't going to panic the villagers?
I will get Yelris, and then see what he thinks is the best course of action. He has the best links to the Raven Queen. He may know whether or not Kesho is due to return her or if her time has come. If her time has come, we will then take the bodies to the area to burn them.
Well, we'll wait here for you.
Thank you. It is good to have at least the children back. And at least we now know, or we have something to work with in terms of Keshra. Okay. She gets out and walks off.
Shade, you follow Raven Queen. Do you know what they're looking for that helps determine whether these people should be brought back or not? Because they refused to bring back the children because of these signs that they saw. So if you know what signs they're looking for, then we can stack the deck and make sure that these people get resurrected.
Like,
there are.
it's
Cheated
he has a
gods.
religion, but the thing is, yeah,
Would that
most,
not be sacrilege to him?
Yeah.
So the
Some
main.
sort of heresy.
Actually, make a religion check.
most of
It
it's
seems-
yeah. If as I say, if her time is to come, that's just fate.
It seems unlikely.
A religion check.
Mhm.
Does that like add anything? No, it's
No,
not
saves,
saves. Yeah. Where's religion? 13.
13. Okay. The Raven Queen is the goddess of death and the mistress of
Yeah.
fate. She has no. The one thing she's particularly against is undead. She doesn't like the undead because they have extended their lifespan past the end of their fate, as it were. Particularly, she dislikes intelligent undead. But she isn't against things like reincarnation magic. She's against reanimation magic.
she really does.
Yeah. But if a individual's fate thread has ended,
Yeah.
the reincarnation won't work. They cannot be brought back. She won't allow it as a thing to her followers.
Yeah.
Priests of a level of power can commune with her or contact her directly before they cast the spell to discover whether or not an individual has had their thread ended. You think there may be signs that indicate it to those who really know the ways of the Raven Queen, but that's not something you ever got into.
Well, it's hard to tell because if you follow it kind of, thoroughly, as Yelris is, he's a priest. He probably could see the signs and commune with her and see if she can be,
Yeah, I know he can read the signs. That's why he refused to bring the children back because of the ravens.
Yeah.
But these people have suffered a terrible loss. They've lost 6 of their best warriors and their team and their town leader. They might need them back. It might help them.
Well,
He wants to artificially engineer the science.
yeah, I wouldn't advise that.
Well, just think of it as a bit of divine intervention from Avandra, where just tipping the scales of luck towards reincarnating them. Make it a god on god thing.
Then I would say feel the wrath of the Raven Queen upon you. If your time has come, your time has come.
If you did this knowingly, would you be altering fate, or would it be your fate to do so?
I would say it's probably your fate to do
Fate
so.
might have planned that we were going to make a bright light appear behind the statue of the Raven Queen over there and imply this person should be resurrected.
But at the same time, fate may not get you to do that. It's hard to say.
That's if the plan goes wrong, right?
Fate may want you to do it just so that you can be smited.
There's a lot of
Or
weight in
that.
this, assuming that some of us are going to.
A lot of it is kind of, up to you.
This all sounds vaguely like heresy of some form.
I don't know, it sounds like a philosophical argument to me.
Do what you need to do, but I
Also
advise
cool.
against
Well, from my
reincarnating.
From my point of view, your religion is heresy.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. I'm just saying it sounds a lot like heresy.
So you don't know what the signs are.
No,
Okay, then we can't do anything. So it's
that
okay.
was it. Yelris can.
I don't think you can bribe Yelris.
Once again, Derek feels the despair close around us. We're surrounded by these.
I feel like some sort of inquisition's going to show up now, after what we've just spoken about.
It's said by a murderer of ravens.
You'll jump out.
I'm making a lovely cloak.
Yelris and Mazo enter the room.
That's not them.
Yelris begins signing some things, and Mazo acts as a translator for you guys. He said he is currently unsure. He's going to speak with the Raven Queen directly. But if you have the bodies, then he would place them in a separate room and perform some rites over them to prevent decay and to prevent the bodies rising as undead.
Yeah.
You'll need to go through and empty. We brought them with us, and it would be a bit
It's a
more
bit of an unorthodox.
dignified. It would be more dignified for the deceased if I were to put them out to rest gently.
Yes. We'll take you out to another room that's better suited for laying bodies to rest temporarily. So you go over there. You take the bodies out. You just want to like turn it inside out. Just, this is all my shit.
There's like 20 corpses in there.
No money, no!
Does
Well,
that
that's
mean
where my
if we're not
chicken went.
careful, we're going to go to reach into the bag and somebody's going to start biting into us when we try and get our stuff?
Who knows?
No. Bad, children, bad. If that happens, that's your fault.
Yelris
For emergencies.
goes around to each of the bodies, casting a spell, placing like small copper coins on the eyes, and there's a sort of glow over each of them. Little blue glow that sits there for a period of for a short period and then passes. Yelris would then turns to you, signs of stuff. Mazo goes, Yelris wants to speak with you alone again.
I'm okay with that.
Who's got our map?
I don't know.
I think you do.
Didn't it make sense for the
Oh yeah,
side
team leader.
actor?
Yeah, team leader.
Right, fine. Whilst you're having your private meeting, maybe we should try and plot our next route.
But don't we have to go where
No, no,
Shades
Well, yes, but
in a guide is guiding him?
Well, he said it
he
was
said we're
making him
going
off.
he,
Well,
that way, and
No,
I'm just
we
thinking
don't
maybe
always
we
will.
try and work out where we're going from here for the rest of the day.
We head north up the coast of the river, follow the river up into that general area.
Very good, and if we get attacked along that route, secondary plan, fallback points.
We find an ancient dwarf kingdom that goes under the mountains.
Very good.
They're always safe.
Yes, I
There
know
are
how to
never
say
any
sweet friend
never-
Delta.
Dragons in there guarding horns.
No,
Never.
or
You're
undead.
supposed to say
No
that in
mighty
Elvish.
demons.
No entrances to hell. We can lose the wizard.
Which wizard?
One of you two.
They're sorcerers.
None of them, because there aren't any.
Who's wearing grey?
We'll have to find a
Ah.
wizard so we can lose it.
Find
No,
a
how are
wizard to
you
lose
dude
them.
wearing grey?
No,
That's him.
it's actually.
You can definitely go past.
I have to start with everything.
You can pass.
I am the lollipop man of Moria.
Oh no, he stands there, he goes, I'm too fun to die!
You shall take this one instead.
You shall do 6 shots.
No, I just imagine you pass with a halfling. No offense.
No,
It's
like
like
lost
a
a
version of
dwarf.
Pass the Parcel. It's past the
Fucking
half.
try. It's the heaviest one here.
Actually,
Okay,
no, I've
so-
got favour miles just jumping off the bridge in front of it.
There you can try it.
I can't, but I try.
Yeah, just keep spamming
Spells until it works.
Anyway, Shay's having a chat with the cleric.
Yeah, Shane is having a
I'll
chat.
explode. Either way.
So you guys are going to look after the map and make some plans or whatever. Mezo's there to answer any questions if you want anything answered.
Yeah, tactical advice.
Get off this island.
Love to. Really would love
Yeah.
to.
It's a number one thing.
Don't beat me.
You also don't go through the mountains unless you have to. It's easier to travel on flat surfaces.
I have a horrible feeling our friend's weird magic blip thing is taking us right. What the fuck's the mountains called in the middle again?
Solus Peaks.
That one. Yeah, I have a horrible feeling it's taking us right towards the Solus Peaks. I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong, but
Probably not.
Yeah, I would. You definitely don't want to go there if you don't have to. If you do end up going that way, don't go to Blightfall.
what's Blightfall?
It's the settlement at the base. Elves are there. Unpleasant. They will probably shoot you on sight.
How would they respond to
Right,
other
for elves?
elves, though?
They will probably shoot you on sight.
Good to know.
They don't take well to outsiders.
That's not the first time I've come across pointy-eared bastards being like that. Okay.
Give a fuck!
As if we kept before.
Cool. Right. So Yelris grabs some random acolyte to translate.
Probably not needed.
Yelris grabs a random acolyte to translate.
Okay.
And goes off into a room with Erebus. Do you guys have any other questions you want to ask Mezzo or anyone else around before I remove you from the table for a period of time?
Yes, do you have any soap?
What a place.
Rob's like, no,
Character.
enough.
No, that's it.
They will give you some soap and you can have inspiration for that.
That's 2 points of inspiration. I'm still going to use the other.
That's fine. I like that.
That was good.
My
That
God.
was good.
Can I ask if
Well
they know
played, sir.
what happened with the goop? If she knows what it was.
Yelris hasn't told you information yet.
I was asking if she'd been told or not.
She hasn't been told as of yet.
Well, that's later.
Yeah, more cryptic stuff.
Yep.
To come.
Have fun. Do you want the door closed?
No, we can't.
That'll be alright. Cool. So. You step into the room.
Mm-hmm.
The door is shut behind you.
Yep.
Yelris goes and sits down in a corner, and the acolyte moves to where he can see both you and Yelris, and sits down on one of the benches as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yelris casts a spell. and the acolyte just slumps. Just completely goes.
Okay.
It's just is passed out, is completely unconscious immediately. And then Yelris turns to you and starts mouthing words at you.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I've put the acolyte to sleep so that I can have a proper conversation with you. However, as far as anyone here is aware, I don't know how to mouth words and I can't read lips. I can only communicate via sight. So I need an acolyte in here to make it appear as if they are translating. Following this conversation, I'm going to cast another spell on them and make them remember a conversation that never happened.
Okay.
He removes the circlet that's on its head and becomes his true elven form.
Yay.
Which you saw briefly before because he literally removed it, flashed it, put it back on. But looking now, he looks old, like really, really old.
How old are you talking in elf years?
It's hard to judge because he doesn't move like an old elf. Like he looks like an elf that's nearing the end of his life.
Oh, blimey.
But he's not moving like that. He's moving like an elf that's probably, what, sort of 400-500 years old? He's, a good, 200 years to go sort of thing. And... yeah, just everything, even his clothing looks aged.
Mm-hmm.
And he has white hair, full white hair. And his skin, he's definitely not high elf, he's definitely not a wood elf, because his skin colour is too dark.
Does that mean anything to me?
No. Because that information has been removed from your but also not what you think it is either, I don't think. Oh, it might be. It's a sort of his skin colour is sort of light grey. And he says, I am a Shadar-kai.
We've heard of those, didn't we?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and actually, would I have heard of them if I'm a follower of the Raven Queen?
You might have heard of Shadar-kai. Make a religion check.
Yeah.
See if you've
I'm not
heard.
sure
Yeah, you
what
might
happened.
have heard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Smash that then. 21. That was
21.
actually 20.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
That's
you've heard.
pretty fitting. Good.
You've heard of the Shadar-kai.
Yeah.
You know that the Raven Queen was a mortal that became a god.
Yeah.
And the Shadar-kai are the people that followed her and enabled her to ascend to godhood.
Yeah.
However, the information you had and knowledge you knew was they were human.
Huh.
But this Yelris is evidently an elf.
Mm-hmm.
You're knowing that you're unsure if it's because they literally changed form during the Raven Queen's ascension, or if it's to do with whatever it is that's caused your memories to be altered.
It's kind of just that's frustrating, but
yeah, it could be one or the other. You also know that the information you have read in books and whatnot has the same thing, that they're human, but you also know from Aegis that information in books has been altered since the elves
not just
left.
memories, as books as well. Yeah,
Yes.
history has been changed completely almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you don't know. Yes, I am I am one of the chosen followers of the Raven Queen. I was sent to this town with two others.
Okay.
and it has been our mission to guard this town and to ensure that it survived.
And where are the other two now?
They patrol the outskirts. They ensure that nothing gets too close. When a horde of undead approaches, they ensure that it is sent in a different direction. If creatures approach that are too powerful for the townsfolk to deal with, they handle it themselves.
On their own?
Yes.
Wow. Good to know.
They are powerful individuals.
Very powerful.
All three of us are. That is why between the three of us we are able to keep the town safe. My circlet is a gift from the mistress to enable me to stay within the town and to guide them in their worship of her. It is a good disguise. It ensures that they follow the will of the Raven Queen, but they believe it comes from a human.
Okay, yeah. I take it they were followers before you came here,
Some, to an extent, yes.
and now that more have just
It's
grown
they're
to believe
almost
in her.
yes. This town has not existed that long.
Okay.
It's better to further. It has been here, I think, about 40 years.
Not long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The people here lived in another settlement prior to this, but it was closer to the centre of the island. When the rift was opened 70 years ago, they were caught in the shockwave, as it were.
In relation to everything that we know previously, what's happened in the history, that's not during the war? No,
No, that's post-war.
it's after war.
Yeah.
Right, cool. And in comparison to when Joe Frame was, how long ago was that?
Oh, Joe Frame's only been around for I think.
Nowhere near as 40 years.
Yeah, no, it's been like 4 or 5,
Right. Okay.
something like that. I have to double check how long that is, but yeah, it's like 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Okay. Do you know much about this rift?
It's a rift that opens directly into the Shadowfell.
Lovely.
Where we are now is still the material plane,
Mm-hmm.
but the essence of the Shadowfell has leaked here. Us three are not the only Shadar-kai on this island. There are many of us. Mostly we are independent, we are isolated, but we have put defences in place to try and restrict the spread of the Shadowfell energies.
By any chance that be the weird, what did you call them?
Crystals.
Oh, crystals, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, the crystals that we probably saw flash
Yes.
all around.
Yes,
Island.
those would be the crystals.
You know that
One of them has currently failed, yes. The longer the rift remains open, the stronger the energy becomes, the harder it is to contain.
I presume you're still working on a way to close it? Or is damn fate?
Yes, we are not actively working on a way to close it, but there are signs that say that it should eventually be closed.
Okay. And what about the magics around the island, the storms? Is that also because of this?
That is because of the rift. That is because the person who opened the rift did so by twisting and affecting and corrupting the weave. And the resultant fallout from the spell cast, the magic used, corrupted the area.
Mm-hmm.
The weave itself is producing the storms.
Right.
As long as the rift remains open, the weave cannot heal.
From what we've heard as well, this was an elf, right? Is this? I can't remember. I know we briefly had some history on it. Or was it human? It was
You don't know. Elves So the history you had is that there was an elven king.
That was right, yeah.
He was in charge, and the elven nobility
Yeah.
took him down because he was corrupted and causing
And the person who
issues.
took over then.
There was a person who was acting in the shadows
That was it.
was actually in control who
Yeah.
wanted the king gone, and then in doing so enabled him to open the rift.
Right, that was it. That's what we got.
Mhm. But people don't know who that other person was, they just know it happened.
Okay. Well, that's a good history lesson, I suppose. There's clearly nothing I don't think I can do at the moment to help that. We have our own things to do, and hopefully this does get better.
Well, you have a challenge before you sent by the mistress herself.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a change in direction.
Yes. I know where you will end up.
Can you tell me?
No.
I didn't think so.
Well, I can tell you, but I'm choosing not to.
Yeah, I already see my fellow companions being annoyed by fate itself when I ever comes to topic.
It's a difficult thing to understand.
Yes, and it's also irritating because so be it.
Yes.
Okay.
If a thread has ended, a thread has ended.
Yes. So, when you were talking about others, you were talking about the other Shadar-kai, were you?
I was.
You
Yes.
were.
The other two Shadar-kai, they have been watching you.
Right.
They would have been watching you since you found the town.
Okay.
You probably have not seen them. They are very good at remaining out of sight. But it was their tasks that you have completed.
And this next task is
Well,
Raven Queen's or yours now?
the Ravens Queens,
Right.
the mistresses, they are here to be your guide. They are there to ensure you get to where you need to get to. They were supposed to just take you upon your arrival, but they deemed you unworthy in their eyes, so created scenarios in which to test you further.
Very well.
Then you have completed both the tasks set by them and will have proven your worthiness to them. Which means that you are able to meet them.
I was about to say, would I ever meet them?
Yes, they are to talk to you and to ensure you get to the next destination.
Am I allowed to know their names beforehand?
They will introduce themselves to you. That is their prerogative. They may choose to, elves can have many names. It is up to them to decide which name they wish to give you.
Well, I know already.
Yes. But you will need to meet them. You need a meeting point.
Alone or?
Your companions can travel with you. They will have to in order to meet whilst the other Shadar-kai are good at remaining hidden, they cannot do it indefinitely.
Yeah.
But they don't often need to. If you are to meet them, you should travel to in the direction of where you fought the trolls.
Okay.
And when you are, I think actually, once you've travelled to that ravine, and wait there, and you should meet them.
Alright. It sounds simple enough to do, but nothing is on this island.
No, it is not.
I would ask for a description of them, but
That will not be coming.
Knowing your identity, yes.
No.
In one way we have to be on guard. I guess the other, I'm just going to have to accept that they are allies.
They are allies.
Well, I mean, from the view of my party, 2 random people coming in to approach us, could be anyone, couldn't it?
If you manage to spot them as they approach, they will be impressed. They have been sent to help guard the town because of their ability to stay hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been given a trinket to help them with that cause.
Just like yours.
Exactly.
It's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and upon meeting them, we continue going the way that I'm meant to be going, and they just follow.
Yes.
So they're just there to follow, and
They are guides
guide
of a sort.
when they can, I guess.
They are there to help you. They are not going to tell you where to go or how to solve things or what to do, but they are there to offer advice to the best of their ability to try and ensure that you arrive where you are supposed to arrive.
All right.
Wherever that may be.
Yeah.
But that completes our task here.
Well, thank you for that. And I'm glad I could help and pass their tests as long as also help the village. And once again, thank you for healing me earlier. Oh.
Yes. Well, it is my role. I will be bringing back Keshro.
Oh.
Her fate has not ended. And she is needed to keep the town running.
Now that brings some good news to my party.
Yes. Well, the town is about to lose the protection they've had.
Oh.
So our task is completed.
Right. Yes, that's true.
We were here to keep the town so that you could be here for the town.
Ooh, where are you gonna go?
I will return to my mistress,
Okay.
where she may give me another task.
I guess maybe meet again someday.
I imagine we will.
Mm-hmm. Yelris, it was a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine. Erebus, Threatwatched, Nyla.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to that myself. Mysterious.
Yes.
A lot to learn.
You will enjoy the destination, even if you do not enjoy the journey.
Okay. Something to look forward to.
Just remember, you are being tested by the mistress herself.
Yeah.
And this is tested at a distance. One day she may call you to her fortress and test you to the limits of your mind and body.
And so I guess too. Well, I guess I've heard her once or in some form. Yeah.
Hearing her is one thing. Meeting her is another.
I can imagine. Okay, well, let's just hope I remember Shadar-kai without that being erased.
It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Return to your party. Don't know the news. I did confirm the vial is indeed the essence of the other child.
Well, let's hope they can deal with that hack. As you know, she escaped our grasp.
She escaped your grasp.
Well, okay, yes.
As said, the tasks were created for you.
Oh, I hope they good luck to them.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you once again.
He turns to the acolyte.
Yeah.
Casts a spell.
Sitting there just waiting. It's like,
Who fails the save. And he actually has his back to you as he mouths something because it's very strange. He's casting spells. He doesn't speak. But he's able to cast spells that sort of which should have a verbal component. Whatever that means. But he does so and he casts a spell on the acolyte. And then he sits down again. The acolyte wakes up. And Yelris says, in signing to the acolyte, it has been a pleasure speaking to you. And I look forward to your return.
well, thank you very much. Thank you for your help. That's to the acolyte.
Mm-hmm. They nod.
Mm-hmm. I'll take my leave.
Wonderful. I'll just tell the others that they can return. Lol. The biggest of lulls.
Interesting.
Yep. All fun stuff. He's alive, yeah.
Does he still have his face?
Yep.
Are you providing your own holding?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Well, don't stop.
Smashed ability check. You know, with a good 20.
Oh, good lad.
Are we alone there?
So I don't know where he's going to rain shits me around.
Obvious.
What's she trying to tell you something?
So Erebus returns to you after some time.
How's he looking? Pleased with himself or
Like me.
dreadful?
I don't know. How are you looking?
Like
yeah, no, it is like kind of just like that.
I thought you were just going to
Actually,
start cleaning his hair.
Yeah.
Intrigued, I guess. Like, there was a lot learned, which is good, and there was some good news as well. So that's also good. So kind of relieved as well.
Okay, so somewhat relieved and just
Fully
Curious of what's ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tempting.
Does he come back with Yelris or?
No, Yelris heads back into the room where the bodies are.
Okay.
Well, I've got some good news.
That
Keshro
has changed.
it was Keshro.
Keshro,
Yeah, Keshro will make it, and she will be resurrected. Her fate hasn't ended yet. The jar, yeah, it's one of the kids.
Yes, I thought as much.
At least, well, them to follow, you know, the blip or whatever it is, the direction. But first, we need to meet where we killed the trolls.
Me too.
2 other people that we're meant to meet, and they have to follow us. They were actually the ones testing me. And I seem to have passed their test.
Any more details?
If they were watching the troll fight, I'd wonder how you passed that test.
Oh no, the test was finding the children and Keshro and her, guard.
So they knew where the children were.
Probably.
So who are they?
That's what I don't know. And
So they were watching us, and they could have helped, but they didn't.
Mhm.
Uh huh.
It wasn't their fate to help us.
Ah, someone gets it.
How far away was the
It may
troll
be my
fight
fate to
again?
shoot them in the head though.
About an hour.
About an hour.
What time is it? Ish.
Midday,
3.
right?
Maybe 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Are we meeting them today or tomorrow?
It probably doesn't even matter, to be honest. They'll know we're there. Oh, and we're probably not likely to see them coming.
Challenge accepted.
Maybe ghosts.
They may have even been following us when we've been going around anyway, and we've not noticed them.
Well, yes, because they know you passed the tests, so I assume they were watching you while we were performing those tasks, rescuing the children and rescuing
Well, yeah.
Kesh Road.
Well, it could have been the journey there, the walk there, between here and the other town, the
Yes,
walled area.
hopefully our tests are just walking places. That would be great.
Might be too
Pretty
easy.
sure we could do that.
I mean, they could also have just been waiting in the confessional booths, right, and overheard every time we came back specifically here. They said, we got the children, or we got the village leader.
Can I make a quick look around like the room we're in and the rest of the temple to see if anyone's hidden and watching us?
You're
Sure.
looking for holes in paintings.
Yes!
Shifty eyeballs.
I'm looking for hidden people.
Like the painting, so he looks away.
No, I don't see shit.
There may or may not be holes in the wall. You're not sure.
Ruh-roh!
7.
It's all made of wood. You're a dwarf. You don't really know wood that well. It needs more stone.
It's true.
So, do we rest or do we go to the meeting?
Did he get his soap properly all clean then?
Oh yeah, you got your soap. You've spent some time cleaning yourself. Yes.
Yes. The village on the edge of a river, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
a water supply.
There's definitely water supply. It's just
Full of fish.
black.
Black-
It's just
black
black water.
Would he think that makes him clean or dirtier?
It's water. To me, it helps.
It's not a challenge to clean yourself, so it's fine. Under the compulsion, he is still able to clean himself.
So, I say again,
I think some of us are, spent for resources, and I see it harming having a rest.
I would say tomorrow.
Have
Let's
supplies.
Let's rest
Rest
room
up
supply.
It could be a long journey.
We probably have a long day.
Is there anything else we want to ask them for?
is there anything we need before we go
By
on
the way
this?
things are going, Scrolls of Resurrection
Yeah.
quite good, quite handy.
Yeah,
Or River of Fire, whatever.
if we could get hold of one, that would be helpful.
Especially if they keep testing Shade the way they have.
Yeah.
Because Shade keeps dying.
Do you think they sell them as scrolls of resurrection here, or scrolls of string enhancement? Like, what do they want to call it with the Raven Queen?
String.
Threat.
Thread extender.
Scrolls of thread extension.
I'm just like, this is...
Scroll
like,
of engineered fate.
Yeah, Scroll of Anti-Fate.
This is spam messaging, isn't it? Like, you just get this like late night TV voice in your ear telling you about thread extension spells, and you can reply to this message.
Buy one, get one free today.
Barrow's
Back
your thread's
alley
not long
plastic.
enough.
Die once, come back up.
Shade, what do you know about these people? Because if they're going to be travelling with us,
What do I know?
I think I need to know more about them.
Absolutely nothing. I can't tell you much. I asked, but I wasn't given a description
You said
or
that
even a name. Even if I was given a name, it probably would be a
Insight
real
check.
name.
Sure, make an insight check.
I'm not even rolling anything.
Rolling is important. Make your choice of
Okay.
charisma save, persuasion, or deception, whichever you think is the most
What's the
appropriate.
lowest?
Well, whichever is the most appropriate for what you're actually doing.
Okay.
the lowest you think.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you're using charisma save, you get to add 3.
Oh, so it's either. Oh god.
Oh.
I guess it would just be a charisma
Save.
check or save or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
cool.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to deceive anyone.
Yeah, that's fine. So
So that would be 23, but yeah, 21.
21.
21.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
It's his new face, I can't read it yet.
yeah.
well, it's the same face.
The muscles just haven't quite
Yeah, but it
stitched
still
back
hasn't set
together
properly.
again.
Yeah, feels fine to me.
I mean, he seems sincere, but you're not entirely sure. It's a lot harder to read Old Shade.
Apparently, Old Shade is great at charisma. No.
Old Shade, do some lying.
Oh, funny. Deception actually won't be high.
Everyone rest
That's
up.
hilarious.
Yeah. Is this place set up for us to rest in?
It can be organised for you to have somewhere to spend the rest of the day and then the night.
I am going to go to the herbalist's place
Mm-hmm.
because I have some things for him.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll give him £13 of.
That's yeah, cool. £13. Jesus, he'll pass over. How many great healings do you have? One. I think he had 3. So he's going to pass. He'll in return for that, he'll pass over 2 greater healing potions.
Cool. And then I will request to be able to use his equipment to make some healing potions of my own.
He's okay with that.
Because I'm assuming his set up slightly better than my travel kit.
Marginally, but it doesn't actually make that much of a difference.
It may be a town, but it's not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
village.
It's still, it will take a day to make a potion. So
Actually, I might offer him the others and exchange the rest of it for another great healing potion and normal healing potion.
yeah, he'll do that.
So I've got another £9.
He'll give you for that. He'll give another greater and a normal.
In total, it's 22 pounds.
Cool, yeah. So 3. I should check how many he actually has before I just say he gives it
Yeah.
to you. Mm-hmm.
Well, I've used all of that.
What did you speak to? Was it no, not that one. Bear with. So probably that one. Just put it in another document. Let's just say he gives you 3 for now. Even if nothing else, he may have made some more. I can't remember which
3
document
greater
it's
and
in.
a normal.
3 greater than normal, yeah.
Okay. While I'm there, I'm going to be chatting to him, and I'm going to ask him if there are any unusual poisons that he's seen, or what sort of poisons are in. Yeah, that he's seen while living here, because it seems that it might be somewhat more unusual than what I'm used to.
Yep, that's makes sense. He hasn't had much experience in the way of poisons, though. Not many people make use of poisons on a place that is mostly infested with undead.
I was thought it might have been that someone got bitten, and because they're all undead,
Yep.
some poisons might have been created just for infections from.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I do actually mention that to him, thinking,
There it is. He does need to have 3 greater healing potions, so there you go.
okay, cool. Yeah, okay, he just doesn't know anything really.
He doesn't really know much about poisons. He knows how to handle, because there are some creatures that have like a venomous bite. He knows how to treat wounds and stuff. But no, in terms of any particular information about poisons.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Or inquire after obtaining spell scrolls.
There is no one in town that has spell scrolls.
Because there's only one spellcaster in town, essentially.
Yes.
Outlights might be a level 1, but
They've got a very limited capability, but yeah, essentially Yelris is the only spellcaster.
Yeah.
And I mean, the one thing you have definitely noticed at the point is a distinct lack of books and paper.
we did get told to avoid trees, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to remember.
I don't think you were ever like explicitly told not to avoid trees, but you may have been given a warning about being more careful in trees because you can't see as well.
Okay. Alright, I come back to the room we're staying in, and I offer potions around. I hold on to 1 greater. So there's 2 graters in the normal healing potion for people.
Pretty good.
Anyone?
Why'd you look at me? I'll take one.
I was
because
looking,
I'll
I was
throw
looking
it
at him as well.
You jump off cliffs, mate.
Yeah, I do.
So you've got a greater.
To be fair, at this point, I think 3 people have jumped off cliffs.
Ha.
2 people.
It was a balcony.
Still a
Oh,
draw.
okay.
Cliff.
You could still take
Do
damage
you want
from
any
it.
potions?
Yeah, but I was saving.
I've got a superior.
Excellent, you're fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you need a potion.
I have a standard potion of healing, apparently.
Yeah, I just have like one potion of
I'm going to check
healing,
everyone else
so-
first.
You take a
I'll
greater
go to you.
then.
Yeah.
He has a greater, so do you want to do you need any potions?
Anything else before we long rest?
Ooh.
Shamshir, do you need potions?
Anything else before we long rest, and we can do potions off screen?
Okay.
I'll take a potion, please.
cool. Doing anything else the rest of the day, or you're just going to chill, long rest, and get ready to go early in the morning?
Yeah.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to copy the map into my book.
Sensible.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to use my parchment and quill to also make a rough copy of the map, just in case.
Yep. Cool. That's fine. You can make a rough copy, get a copy of it. Yep.
I'll do some praying.
Makes sense.
Paladins.
Cool. So the rest of the day passes out instant. Essentially, you're put up in a section of the temple because it's the easiest place to put you up. No one ever really bothers you. You do see Yelris communicating with Mezo, and then they have a discussion with the parents that you previously saw that came to the temple.
Ooh, awkward.
Yeah. Who are a little put out.
We found your kid. There he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Drink responsibly.
Oh dear. Add some bubbles to it, and you got slur.
Oh. Little dark there, Ivan. Shift of alignment, maybe.
Yeah, it was caramel coloured. So.
Oh.
I like that.
Oh.
Cool. You guys will have a long rest, so you can apply long rest to your stuff.
We've done it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will probably be changing a spell. I'm not sure which one at this point.
Well, now's when you can do it. You can pick a spell to swap out.
Prestidigitation.
Why?
You want to be clean.
Oh yeah, good point.
You just go clean.
Perfect.
Just constantly casting that all the goddamn time.
You see where he goes, oh, I need that mage hand. Damn it.
I've never had mage.
But I can clean it.
I've got mage hand. I can soak him for a distance.
You just don't want to touch it.
Distance soaping.
Distance.
Okay, so long rest is had. It's probably the most. It's more comfortable than the night before. Let's say there's a bit more comfort to it. As you awake, I do need you all to make wisdom saving throws.
Yay!
Come on.
I'll pass that.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good.
You actually bought corruption.
Oh, that was
Whatever it
Really funny.
It's funny.
Not yet.
You're fine.
Okay,
Ah, yeah.
Erebus,
Like with
Plus 3
16.
because of
you're fine.
Oh, plus God.
20 total.
You're fine.
16.
You're fine.
What do you
20 total.
I have to check for you.
Oh great.
Yeah. You already
Not
corrupted.
for him.
18. No. His Derek's corruption point is gone.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
17.
You're fine.
What was it?
Wisdom save.
18.
Yeah, you're fine.
Woo.
Cool.
Look at that.
Yeah, sorry that one. Cool.
Looking forward to the day when we all fail it.
At once.
Yeah.
There'll come a
Yeah.
point, yeah.
That's gonna be rough.
Suddenly.
Oh, well, is it a
everyone-
D8 as well that we have to roll, and we all get different ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mass corruption.
yeah.
Well, no more corruption gained yet.
Molded together into some sort of demon. Sorry.
There you go. So, you got yourself sorted. You have something to eat. You prepare your spells, swap any spells you're doing, etc., etc.
I want to get hold of a jar, like a big one like that.
Oh,
Okay.
God,
But it would,
you're not.
wouldn't it be easier to do on the way back?
Well, in case you find more
Why do you need an
children.
empty
No,
jar?
he wants to give a jar of dirt.
I'm
to
following you
Captain
on
Jack.
that joke. It's got to be like a decent sized jar like that.
You can requisition one to pass on the way back because this is the nearest
Oh,
town.
exactly. 'Cause before we leave, we grab a jar.
We just put it in the bag of holding.
Just put loose dirt in the bag of holding.
No, jar. Get a jar.
Yeah, I
now.
gotta get a jar first. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Get on with the jar.
They're gonna have jars.
Oh,
Clay.
did the hag have any jars?
Yeah, there was that jar with a turnout in it. You can
Oh,
ship
bugger.
that.
Yeah.
And what was? Oh, the blood in like a vial.
Yeah, vial.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, I've got the
I
child
don't
in
think
a
they're
vial.
going to give us the child back.
No.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Tip the kid out yet.
Vial of dirt. Oh, you don't need that anymore.
I don't think that they actually will have any jars. Anything they need to store in a some sort of container. It'll probably be a wicker thing or a wooden bowl or something similar to that.
then,
They
never
wouldn't have a
mind.
kiln to make glass anyway, would they?
Yeah,
I've got a bucket
yeah,
of
they don't have a method of making the glass, and they are not going to have a method to heat clay on a floating village made of wood.
Village burnt down, but we have glass. Lovely windows.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
And they get their metal from another town, another settlement. So
Anywho.
Troll cave.
Cool,
Troll
yep.
cave.
Yep.
you make your way out of town. No one sees you off. You just leave. No one really cares.
I assume someone has to lower the drawbridge.
There's people at the guardhouse. Like Yelris doesn't come say anything. Mezzo doesn't come say anything. You guys just
Did we not see the town leader?
not at this point.
Huh, after all we've
She's
done.
still dead, isn't she?
I don't know. I would have thought she'd be resurrected by now.
Depends if they've got to do it in that
Like
special
resurrection
place
sickness.
or not. All that.
Resurrection sickness is a thing.
Someone would know.
Yeah, so you make your way towards the ravine where you fought the trolls.
I want to try and search for them. I know.
Wonderful.
Yeah, me too.
I really want to.
Make perception checks.
No, I'm gonna roll my stealth dice.
Oh god, no.
Excellent.
Shamshir. 9.
9, cool.
8.
8, cool.
Also 9.
9, cool.
It's not my fate to see them.
21.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus, dude. 12.
12, cool.
It's his fate.
None of you see any sign of
Yeah,
them.
we all got real, we all got really low dice rolls there.
I'd also, if possible, like to, as we approach the area, start sniffing just in case there are more trolls.
That's cool. Yeah, you can start sniffing. There is no stench on the air.
Oh, good.
But you get to the ravine, nothing bothers you there. But there is no one around. You're just standing at the... Are you going into the ravine, down to the cave, or just waiting up at the top?
Up at the top.
Up the top.
What did they say?
Just wait.
Okay. We should set up a perimeter then.
Is your Raven guidance still going in the same direction?
Oh yeah, where I told you. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you guys wait.
Yeah,
Are you
so
ready?
we set up this sort
You
of
set a little
watch.
perimeter, having a look around, keeping an eye out for things. Yep. 5 minutes pass.
Your friends are late.
But actually,
I
I didn't
gather
get given the
some
time.
Twigs.
Did you
Yeah, some
say
twigs.
that
Yep.
when they met us, we would follow them, or that they would follow us?
Well, they'll follow us.
Then the assumption could be that we can just go.
Although he said
They're
to
going to
me
be following
by the
us.
trolls.
They're going to be following us. So
Yes, but they do need to know where to start from.
Fortunately, we already know that. As a voice just comes from thin air.
there we go.
Whereabouts?
In the middle of your perimeter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
And then there's a shimmer to the air as the invisibility spell on both of the very strange looking elves.
I know
Breaks.
there's going to be elves.
As you see, they look old. They're really, really old elves. They've got white hair. Yeah, they look aged like.
These
Yeah,
things
but
in the
I mean,
cave and
they're
see if they
like-
change.
Old.
Yeah, they look like elves that are in the last sort of like 50 years of their life. But they are moving like they are maybe a couple of 100 years old.
So
I'll take them into the change cave.
is this the island of the ancient elf?
They also, as a very weird thing, have light grey skin. You guys have only ever seen wood elves and high elves, which are pale-skinned elves, or in the terms are for wood elves can get sort of golden brown.
If I
Sun
think-
elves?
Sun elves are still high elves. They're still
I'm
very
saying sun
pale.
elves are moon elves, so moon elves are meant to be much paler.
Yes, but moon elves are far
Yeah.
paler, but they're still pale-skinned
If I'd
elves.
make a likeness, would this be like Daruga to dwarves?
It's not quite that dark.
History check, nature check.
History.
Um,
This is you have no idea what they are.
No, just
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
There are reasons why people don't know what they are. There's a male and a female, so they both look very, very old. They both have long white hair. And you might, let me just check what it is. They are carrying. For that one. No, that's spelled wrong. One of them is carrying a spear, which is the male one, but it doesn't seem to have substance. It's sort of,
Incorporeal?
in essence, it looks like it's made of shadow.
Cool.
It's like a black long spear where you can just sort of see its form is like sort of shifting and twisting. You can see it's the shape of a spear. But it looks very, very
Is
strange.
it called a shadow spear?
It is indeed called a shadow spear.
I called it a shadow spear. God.
And then the female. Cool. She just has a dagger on her hip, which, as far as she tells, the only thing that she is carrying. They also both have on pendants around their necks the symbol of the Raven Queen.
So you are to protect him?
We are to guide him.
Okay.
And you're to guide
Okay.
him by following him.
We are there for advice. It is his decisions to make.
It's my understanding he already has a guide.
He has a direction.
But not a guide.
So, what do you know of us then? You've obviously been following for some time, or you've attained some sort of knowledge about us. What do you know?
We have been following you since you found Bleakwick.
And that's all you know? You don't know why we're here, or...
Oh, no, we know why Erebus is here.
So how does this work? If we're attacked, do you step in? Do you fight with alongside us? Or do you just watch as we die?
If it is deemed necessary, we will step in.
By whom?
Well, Erebus has a task to perform. He is supposed to arrive and complete said task. So if Erebus is going to die, then we will ensure he does not.
Erebus,
Yeah.
do you know what this task is?
No.
And they're not going to tell you what this task is.
No.
You do know his
Is he
batting
lying that he
average.
doesn't know the task?
Make an insight check.
You do know his batting average is
That's more
not
one.
quite so good at the moment.
Fine, that's right.
Alright. What was your thing? What did you roll?
I rolled. I rolled. Yeah, got 11 total.
No, I got a 9.
18.
Bang.
He has no idea.
Okay.
He doesn't know what's going on either.
Alright. I'm feeling, do you know what? Oddly enough, that makes me feel slightly better.
Yes.
Mhm.
What was it you
Almost
literally
in
just
the
said?
I said,
worry.
you know, his batting average isn't very good at the moment.
Yes, we have been watching. He is disappointing.
My character's laughing. That's not just me.
I mean,
Just so
yeah.
you are aware of, you will be stepping in.
We shall see what happens.
And is it okay by your religion that if you two would be in the process of dying that we try and save you, or is that against the Raven Queen's will of fate?
If we fall, we will come back.
If you say so.
Nice for some, isn't it?
Very assured you yourself.
Well,
How?
it is. The Raven Queen ensures that her most devout followers are returned.
Insight check.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you're not even rolling. Okay.
No, I'm thinking that
No,
was a
no.
burn against him.
What part were you inciting?
She the most devout. She brings us back.
Okay.
Like that.
But is that them? That's my insight.
Cool. What was your insight roll?
20.
20. Cool.
23.
23. She is incredibly difficult to read.
Okay.
No, this is actually a burn against him, saying that
Yeah.
he's not very devout. He's not worthy of this.
No, we're fucking near, I know that.
Yelris might.
Well, we are the Errant Guard. My name is Derek. What are your names?
The male who currently hasn't been speaking, but he's easier to read than the female elf. He sort of at that last comment sort of winced a little bit. It was a bit like, and you do get the sense that of the two, she's in charge. But at this moment, he sort of steps forward and sort of just gets in the way, and is a bit more like, no, I'm talking now.
De-escalate the situation.
Yes. Here he goes. I am Valrona,
Val. Cool.
and this is Lucan.
And Lord. Okay.
I get literally in my head, I'm like, yeah.
Is it the
Lord.
male that's Lucan or the female?
Female.
Female.
Female is Lucan.
Just for extra confusion.
Yeah, just to mix it all up a little bit.
Val is the male.
Yeah, he's called Valerie.
Luke
She's
is
called
the,
Lord
yeah.
Lucan. Yeah.
Or just Luke.
Does she have a title?
No, he introduced her as Lucan.
Definitely got a lordship now.
Yes, we are guides for Erebus. Your name was Derek. It is a pleasure. What are the rest of you called?
Elder and Skylark.
Aegis Brithera.
Icarus.
We Captain Rawlinson to you.
And this is Mask.
You don't know how I got my name.
He's smoking.
I've got the mask on. You probably already know if you've been following us around for a week. Not much better to do with your time.
It's been 3 days.
We were sent to watch Erebus, and well, we wish to judge him on his abilities.
I assume it's the Raven Queen that sent you.
Yes.
So,
Directly?
Yes.
of the, I assume there are more elves of your kind. Are they near here, or are they? Other
Yes.
side?
We are known as Shadar-kai.
Oh, son of a.
How do you spell that?
How it says.
Shadar-kai, yeah?
Shadar-kai.
Shadar-kai?
Shadar-kai.
Shad A-R.
Shader.
Shader
Yeah. There are many Shadar-kai on this island. Most of us were sent here with the purpose of containing the Shadowfell to this island.
So you are the ones who set up the crystals,
Indeed.
and
Maybe.
you're aware of
One of them
what's-
is currently broken, yes.
I was about to say, one of them went pop.
Is anything being done about that?
We are doing what we can to fix it. But, well, the Shadowfell energies are caused by the rift, and
It's difficult for ravens to hold the tools.
It
if
is
we
in-
could,
the energies
I
are
hate to interrupt
intensified.
this conversation, but if you could get on with the guiding while we're having this conversation, rather than just standing here until something attacks us, that would
Lead the
be...
way.
Okay, after you.
With 5
Wonderful.
energy points.
You mentioned you were sent here. From where?
from the Shadowfell, from the Fortress of Memories.
Whereabouts is this located?
The Shadowfell.
History or
Can I
religion
have
check?
someone present the map?
You pull up,
Yeah.
you pull up the map. It's not on the map. It is not on this island. This island is not on the Shadowfell.
Of course.
No, it's just
It's
yeah,
actually
just
on the
close
plane
to.
rather than
Filled
this
it. You,
midway.
Right, that
although
glazed over me entirely. So.
you have not been to the Shadowfell.
Say what? Huh?
Well, you went through the cave.
Yeah.
So you could tell us what that thing was then? That we
That-
fought.
Yes, that was a Bal Hanoth.
A what now?
A Bal Hanoth.
I don't know. I think I prefer tentacle slug for a name.
It is a creature that hunts on the Shadowfell. It preys on the hopes of the people who are lost, preys on their desires, brings them to it, and then kills them.
Yes,
True.
yes, it does.
Are there many such portals on this island?
Not on this. There are some. It is known as a shadow crossing.
And do they all exhibit the same chill?
But that chill is the Shadowfell.
Avoid the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow crossings exist in dark places, places of death, or in dark caves or things like that. Although that particular one was created.
Of interest, would these shadow crossings be of use to traverse the island easier, or is it places that we should specifically avoid?
I would recommend you stay on the island and not cross into the Shadowfell. The Shadowfell is far scarier and far dangerous. Far
Wait,
more
wait,
dangerous.
wait. What do you mean? You mean the cave was created, or that point of entrance to the Shadowfell was created?
The point of entrance to the Shadowfell was created.
Okay, so the cave was there first, and someone just went done.
Yes.
That someone
Hmm.
wasn't you, was it?
Yes.
Well, of course it was. They needed to test the change.
Very well.
Yes.
Is there a need to test Shade by sending the innocents in before him, as opposed to just sending him in to best the beast without killing 6 innocent villagers?
Oh, the test was whether he would decide. It was him to decide whether their fate had ended or would continue.
One of them did survive, I suppose.
As opposed to...
Well, if he had the option of just following the directions he has been given.
I presume his fate is best tested when there's consequences, as opposed to just go here, show us you can do this thing.
We weren't exactly best pleased with the trolls.
With the killing of your own followers.
Yes, the trolls and the killing, yes. I mean, it's just not something we wish to have happen, but it was a necessary test. He is a young elf, and we weren't sure of his worthiness.
So,
Worthiness for what?
The blessings of the Raven Queen.
so within this place, he appears far older than he actually is. When we went into the Shadowfell, he returned to his actual age.
Indeed.
What is it about here that specifically makes him look older? I don't know if it's doing the same to yourselves as well.
It is a mark of the Raven Queen for Erebus.
And
It is how we are able to identify him on sight.
Right.
For the rest of us, it is our existence.
So, if you were to cross over, you wouldn't return to your true age?
We would appear older.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
So if he became devout here and was recognised as one such as yourselves, would he remain to his current appearance?
He would only change in appearance if he became a Shadar-kai.
Yes,
Right.
it's more of a racial thing.
Just wondering.
The Shadowfell causes despair and it destroys all it considers, all that most would consider beautiful. We are affected by its energies. So we are corrupted and twisted and made to appear old and decrepit.
I definitely prefer the Feywild.
Would you consider a different god?
I step away from him.
We only exist because of the Raven Queen. Without her, we would have already be dead.
Oh. Raven Queen plays favourites.
All gods play favourites.
True.
We helped the Raven Queen ascend to godhood.
Is this a personal
And you have been
read,
rewarded
or-
so kindly for your efforts.
Yourself.
Yeah, I would.
He's still alive.
I have a soul that cannot die.
There's that as well.
Ew.
His string is tied in a
You know what you were saying about you're too fun to die? These guys are the opposite.
Yeah, they're too boring.
They're too boring to die.
They're too grey.
I'm not sure.
It's too
We
much
haven't seen the
paperwork to
bar
get rid of
yet.
these ones.
Fair point.
We are travelling while this is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what
Yeah.
we're talking. I suppose we should be sensible and keep a lookout for anything that might want
Yeah.
to.
Since they are
have my
getting
business.
slightly
Considering
more
shooting one and
knowledgeable,
see if they bleed. I think it's a bad choice. I just want to double check.
The paladin's just like,
No, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking. It's supposed to be a whisper between.
yeah, I know. I was just like, no.
They bleed
I would
black
ask
in
you.
their hearts.
Yeah, I know, good.
I know what answer you give me.
Don't do it.
since I imagine they're quite a bit more knowledgeable than many others on what could be the dangers of the Shadowfell, or even in this semi-Shadowfell, I'm going to ask them if they know of any specific things we might run into.
Yeah, they're called tests 1 to 5.
Other than the
I pick 3.
Sorrow Sworn
Other than Sorrow Sworn and Undead.
and Undead, yes.
When they hit the dashboard, the clipboard, have to do emergency stuff.
No, you should not experience too many dangers outside of Sorrow Sworn and Undead. For the most part.
Bullshit.
No? For the most part, we Shadar-kai ensure that more of the more lethal Shadowfell creatures remain within the Shadowfell.
Like tentacle slugs.
Yeah, bang up job, lads.
That was in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they put an opening there deliberately to it.
I do believe
I don't like them.
Neither do
there are some wood elves that live on this island that you probably wish to avoid. Some of them live within the settlement of Blightfall.
Yes, we've been told they shoot on sight. Which, to be
Yes.
honest, I expect from elves for the most part, given previous experience. So it's not really shocking to me.
But
Racism.
You're not going to tell us we have to remove this town, do you?
no, I would highly recommend you avoid it.
Great.
I have every intention of avoiding it.
The elves there are beyond saving. When the rift was opened, they were essentially at the epicenter and suffered the full effects of a rift to the Shadowfell being opened.
Okay.
And that's the town within the Soulless Peaks, right?
Yeah, with like sort of in the foothills thereof.
And
yeah.
then there's the fortress thing that's also built into this thing, into the peaks.
Into the
And
peaks.
there's a tower
There's a-
somewhere in here.
Yeah, there's the tower, which when you were talking about the tower, Mazo said the tower is where the rift was opened. It's at the center of the island.
Right.
So, of the rift being opened, tell me, you weren't there when it was opened, were you?
No, we were sent after its opening to go and contain the energies.
Did it emit a lot of pink mist?
No.
Good.
Who opened it?
Yes.
Steve.
I knew it was too easy to ask.
What is it? I don't know. I don't
Was he
particularly
bald?
care.
No,
I've not-
we already know it's not him.
I have no idea who it was.
So the rift is what caused the storm around the island as well.
Yes, the opening of the rift tore open the weave, caused the essence of magic to become twisted, and the wound has, because the rift remains open, the wound remains, and the weave continues to leak magic and create the storms.
Is it closable?
In theory, yes.
In practice?
I do not know a way.
Very well.
As far as we are aware, it is intended at some point for it to be closed.
Yes, I wonder whose task that is.
He is not going to the tower.
Oh, we're not going there. Okay.
So
So you
where
know
are
where
we
he's
going?
going?
Yes.
Do you have the same blip?
No, I know where he is going.
Might we inquire as to where we are going?
Are you guiding him? Are you guiding him with this? Is this you?
It is the Raven Crate. As we travel, we are going to hit places at which you can go in multiple directions. We are there to offer advice, but Erebus is there to make the decision as to which way he thinks is the best option.
You mean the least worst?
So we were joking
No,
about
that's
like
the
me leading everyone into their death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright, but it's under the advisory of these two, so it's fine.
But we're a group. We don't.
However,
Well,
I meant notify. However you wish to make your decisions is up to you.
But
Will it be held accountable against him if we all make an
Yes.
overruling decision?
No, that just means that he has not argued his point very well.
So yes. In strict zealousy, then yes, most anything that isn't the right choice is the wrong choice.
Right. We are not judging his ability to.
It sounds like
No, we're not judging his ability to convince you people as to where to go. We are simply judging his ability to make a decision.
cool.
We are there to offer advice as and when it is needed. But we are not there to pick a direction. We are not there to force a direction. We are just simply here as guides. And to ensure that he survives the journey.
I'm going to quickly pull Derek to one side so we're like there's a bit of gap between us, and in Dwarvish just go, do you reckon your boss could finish that close that wound? Or
I have no idea.
her and a couple of other associates.
I wouldn't want to bring it up in case she's the one who did it.
That's terrifying.
Welcome to Purple Helix.
That's terrifying. Good talk, thanks.
How to terrify the dwarf.
The non-magic person. What? No.
Set butthole to clenched.
New bath terror sound.
I could have eaten my armor.
While we're travelling, I'm going to pull Shade aside.
There we go.
And have a quick word and said, how much do you trust the...
Dynamic duo.
I'm asking him this specifically.
I guess we'll see.
Not
They're still followers of the Raven Queen, so there's some level of trust there. And from what I've gathered already, they are seriously powerful. So, even Yelris himself is on their level. So, I would take their recommendations.
That's Beer's
I was
fucking
going
weird.
to ask them about other things that they
That's
might
Beer's
know
fucking
since
weird.
they
Is it magic?
would have a different point of view.
It is a gift from the Raven Queen.
On it. I was going to ask them about
Is it made of shadow?
Yes.
Can I hold it to see what it's like? Does it transfer? Am I holding it?
Yeah, you can hold it, yeah. It feels weird, it's not quite
Oh,
there.
shit.
Yeah.
Now,
It's really light.
I know of the spell. Oh, I think you would as well. Shadow Sword,
It is not that.
and it's not that. It's a
It's not a spell.
right.
It's an enchanted ring.
Yeah, you toss it up. It is really light. It was also really, really cold to the touch.
Yeah, I expected it to be cold.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Because shadow fell.
What else are you saying, Jordan?
Oh, I was just checking because I wanted to. They might have a different point of view on certain questions that I've not been able to find answers to elsewhere.
Maybe.
You do better asking them. That.
They may not even answer.
Yeah.
I've asked questions and I've not got
As-
answers.
Also, as you've been walking, Varona has been happy to engage you in conversation. Lucan has been like 20 foot behind you and has basically just been glaring at your backs the entire time. But mostly just glare. If any turn around, he's basically just glaring at Erebus, like just constantly just giving Erebus the dirtiest looks.
You're not worthy.
Okay.
She's not hiding her disdain for him at all.
Wait till she sees the tattoo.
Also, zero fucks in
Yeah.
a way. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's your opinion of me.
To Val while we're walking then,
Mm-hmm.
and just in casual conversation, ask if they're specific species of elves, since they seem to not be aging, do they still have a remembrance?
Our mortal form still parts our shell in which our souls contained will still reach a point at which it is no longer viable. But
So do you only remember for that single lifetime or for multiple ones?
no, we because of the manner in which we are brought back by the Raven Queen, it is not similar to other elves. We are not. The Raven Queen forms our shells for us. As we pass from one shell to another, she grasps our soul, forms a new shell for us, and sends us off into the world to continue to do her bidding.
Okay. So that's a no. They don't get a remembrance.
I remember all my past lives.
Okay. Well, fair enough. It was just I was wondering.
Cool. So as you guys continue to wander, we'll call a quick little break there. As you follow direction. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Go check out Destai and Christopher and look at our social media and Twitch and whatnot and our Patreon. Links are all in the description, and we'll see you in part 2. Bye.